going to show you how to cast off if your stitches are a mix of knit and purl. Here I've got one of the tubular cast on samples that I worked on earlier. I haven't removed the waste yarn from that, but it doesn't really matter. I'm now going to show you how to cast off in the pattern that you're working. So this first stitch is a purl, so we'll purl that. The second one is a knit, so we'll knit that, and then we pass the stitch over just like we normally do. Bring the yarn to the front and purl, and pass the stitch over there, and take the yarn to the back and knit and pass the stitch over, and so on. Now there's a few things when you're working in rib that can cause issues, and this is one of them. This is a purl stitch. Okay, now the temptation is, you know, the next one's a knit, is to take that yarn back now before you move that over, and that will distort the stitch. So don't do that, keep it at the front. It's a little bit trickier until you've taken that stitch off and made sure everything's fine, then take it to the back to work the next knit stitch and take that stitch over. So let's see that again. Purl, leave the yarn at the front, take the knit stitch over, and then take your yarn back. Knit, take the yarn over. Take the yarn over and back, so knit, take the yarn over, and you start to get this sort of jaggedy edge, which is what you would expect really, because it is a rib and you are working different stitches. Now I'm not sure I've got enough to finish that, but it is a fairly reasonable elastic edge, so I'd be quite pleased with that. Sometimes people can find that rib can be cast off a little bit too tight. So now what I'm going to show you is something called Jenny's Surprisingly Stretchy Cast Off in the next video.